Well, welcome again. This is Spotlight. I'm Pastor Dan. And I've kind of got a kick out of doing these little vignettes on the character of God and the Old Testament God. These are things that I've been hammering out. I wrote papers on this in school 40 years ago because I was freaked out about these Old Testament stories. And so I've been working out these answers, and here's a few of them for this month. And of course, it all comes down to this one idea is, are there really two gods? And there are people who that was their solution, is that the God who created the world and the Old Testament God is different from the New Testament God and Jesus. But we aren't really to go there, are we? We're willing to say, this is the same God. Jesus said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. He said, I and the Father are one. It is why Jesus came, was to clean up the distortions that had come out about the character of God and what God is really like. And so John 1:18, he says, no one has seen the Father except the one and only who is at the Father's side. So Jesus is the one in Revelation. He is the one who breaks the seals and can tell us the truth about God. So the answer is always Jesus. Whatever else we're going to say about the Old Testament God, it has to come consistent with Jesus. So if one set of verses, one set of ideas, one set of stories has to bend to the other, the Old Testament bends to Jesus. And we do the best we can to try to say, how can we fit these together with Jesus? Somehow an illustration came to me years ago. We were in Malaysia with my brothers and my mother trying to recapture a family vacation place that we used to go to in Malaysia 50 years ago plus. My father had died and we're just the five of us together. And my brother got out a laptop and we watched an old movie called You've Got Mail. Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. Tom Hanks has this huge Fox bookstore, and Meg Ryan has a little bookstore on the corner, and his bookstore is driving her out of business. She hates him. But at the same time, she's fallen in love with this guy on internet by email, and every day she'll go to mention, You've Got Mail, and she opens it up, and it's this guy. She loves him. Now, we know, because we're watching the movie, that it's the same guy. And Tom Hanks eventually figures out he knows he's the same guy. But she doesn't know. And gradually there's close calls, and then finally at the end of the movie, the You've Got Mail people are going to meet. And they come into the garden, and all of a sudden he comes around the corner, and she puts it together. The You've Got Mail guy and the bookstore guy are one and the same. And Jesus has to say that to us. That was me. When you read about an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, that was me. The one who shouted the 10 Commandments from the top of a mountain with smoke and lightning and thunder, that was me. So we cannot pick and choose. We cannot have them split up. We cannot split up the God, the Father, or Jesus, or the God of the Old Testament and the God of the New Testament. They're the same God. And we have to find a way to merge their picture of God consistent with Jesus. He is the final word. He is the exact. Everything else are just approximations and fractions of the whole and the true of Jesus. And so we've been wrestling with ways to do that. The Old Testament, some of those are emergency measures. They are God stooping down into our world, trying to deal with a messy world, trying to keep people alive, trying to wake people up, trying to coach people to tell them this is what will happen to you if you're not careful, until he can take them on a journey to Jesus. And he had to do some hard things with tears streaming down his face, with tears in his voice, hoping that would not color their picture of him forever until he could get them to Jesus. And in the right time, we have Jesus. I love the Old Testament. I love it all. But I refuse to have a conflicted picture between Jesus and God. They're the same. It's all Jesus. Our Lord is one God. Deuteronomy 6:4, 5. So I just offer to you the one God who is like Jesus. If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. The Father's exactly like Jesus. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to have any other reaction. How you feel about Jesus is how I feel about the Father. They're the same. This is Spotlight. We got a little more, so come for one more. God bless you. Thank you for watching Spotlight. We're so excited about this. We hope that you'll subscribe and so you'll get all of them. And please just forward it on to others and tell other people about it. And let's just see what kind of an audience we can get for these messages of Spotlight. God bless you.